continuing our discussion of user permissions by talking about individual user permissions. So to start, we are going to go to an individual user. So we are going to go up to the main menu, to Manage Setup, Employees, and then our employee list. Then I'm just going to go pick on an individual user here. Okay, I'll click View. I do want to acknowledge, if you just added a new user, you'll land on this page. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is standard practice if you're adding a new employee. When you add a new employee, they do not have existing permissions. You add a new employee, they cannot do anything in the system. You need to give them permissions, unless they're a system administrator. So what we'll do is go to the left-hand side, click this Manage Permissions icon. Okay, now on this page, we're going to set up our user permissions. What you want to do is first give them a security group. You'll see security groups in the right-hand side respective to the security group this user is in. What I mean is, if you saw in the last video when we set up security groups, we chose a license level first. Hey, this is a security group for the standard user group, for example. And these might be the ones I have in my standard user group. So I made this person a requester. You come in, you give them a security group. This person's a requester. That means they have the permissions on the right-hand side. These are the permissions that a requester would have in my system. Okay, so when you come in here, this will be empty. You give them a security group that decides what they could do. This person already has one. We're just editing someone, but this is standard practice when you add a new user. Of course, you could also come back here and change someone's security group. This is the big, most important part of the page. Beneath this, we do have individual permissions where I could give someone some special access. So this person is able to add contracts in addition to what they could do in their security group. Of course, we usually prefer to manage permissions by security group, but if there are any exceptions to the security group and you want to give them some special access, you could do that here. So maybe this person's security group cannot add contracts, but this individual can. Instead of making a whole new security group, we can just give them some special access like this. And beneath this, we have assigned departments. So essentially, you can give someone as many departments as you want. When you add them to the system, you give them one department, but here is where you can give them additional ones. So I'm also going to give them departments of, say, grants and human resources. Before, they did not have access to those departments, but now they do. This is important for searching and reporting purposes, sure, but this is especially important for permissions because we often use departmental permissions, right? So like someone could only access contracts that are illegal if their department is legal. But now they also have grants and human resources, so they could access contracts within those two departments as well. Okay. And on the right, you just have a permissions assigned column. This is just showing all of the permissions assigned to this user, so you can just see them all in a big list. And that's it. That is how we manage individual permissions. Again, I can't emphasize enough, when you add a new user to the system, you should click this Manage Permissions button to assign them a security group. Or you can access this page day to day to modify a single user's permissions. And just to circle back to the last video briefly, if you want to manage the actual security group itself, you would go to the main menu, Manage Setup, User Permissions, and then Manage Security Groups. If you haven't already, check out the last video where we do a deep dive into managing security groups. Okay, I hope this is helpful. Please reach out to training@cobblestonesoftware.com with any questions. Thank you.